Everybody, it's Coach Jose. Welcome to Words of Wisdom, episode number 6. Today's topic is time. What is your time worth? So, today I happened to be on a phone call with someone who needed some help uh, related to his business, and he wanted to pick my brain about a few things that I had already been doing and get some pointers on how he might be able to duplicate some of the things that I had done. And it was a really great conversation, and I really enjoyed the process of working with him. And at the end of our conversation, he said, "Hey, Jose, thanks so much for taking time out of your day. I know time is money, and I really appreciate it." And it made me stop and think. We use that phrase a lot, time is money. But time is not really money. Time's like money. Right? Time can help us to make money. And if you make money, you may end up doing time. But that's a completely different story. The point is that time and money are both currency. They are things that we use in exchange for things that we get. Right? So, for our time, we often don't think about it in terms of a currency. We think about it as this kind of amorphous thing, right? This thing that we can't put our finger on, the fourth dimension. Money we can understand because money we hold, we feel. So if we change our mindset as it relates to time, we can start to see a very, very substantial shift in our personal realities. And this is what I'm talking about. With money, we spend money, and we can spend money wisely, invest. That's what the wealthy do. Or we can spend it poorly, foolishly. We can squander it. We can waste it. Okay? So think about, what is your time worth? Right? And how are you spending your time? Are you investing your time? Are you making sure that the activities that you are spending your time on are providing value to you? Now, that doesn't mean that, taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon is a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you're just doing it for no reason. But, sometimes I have to do that because I have to work until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I know that if I got up at 7 in the morning and then I have to work until 2, then maybe I need to take a nap. So that nap is providing a value to me, right? It's going to give me increased energy so I can make it through the day to do the other things that I need to do. Now, if I woke up at noon and I was, just going to hang out and watch TV all day, then taking a nap is not providing me with anything. So it's the same spending, right? I spend on the same thing, but the value that I got out of it was different. One had a purpose, the other was just, doing it to do it. So when we spend, we want to try and maximize the value of the time that we spend. So the other way of thinking about this, though, is that with spending our time, the value of our time. I know as an entrepreneur, a lot of times I have to stop and think, am I going to gain enough value out of the time that I'm giving to make it worth my while? So one of the hardest things in the world is to learn to say no. Uh, so there are plenty of times that people have asked me to do things, but the return on that investment, what I'm going to end up getting out of it, either immediately or in the long run, maybe isn't worth my time. And that's not saying that my time is better or more important than anybody. No, that's not the case. We all have the same amount of time in a day, but it's just, sometimes you have to think about, hey, is doing this that where I can make 25, 50, $75, is that going to take away from my ability to do something else over here that could generate either more income or provide me with more opportunities or services or knowledge or anything that's going to further me? So sometimes you have to make those decisions. You have to give up one thing that is giving you some value in order to attain something that's going to give you better value. So we have to sometimes be very choosy with how we spend our time. And we have to be choosy about who we spend our time with. Jim Rohn's a great teacher and motivator often said that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend your most time with. So when you're spending your time with other people, is that an investment? Is that time that you're spending with them, is it helping to raise you up as an individual, or is it pushing you down? All right, so be careful about how you spend your time, who you spend your time with. And now let's flip it one more time and let's look at it this way. Right? How important is your time? How valuable is your time? Not to you, but to others. Okay? So often we think about time in a self-centered manner, and there's nothing wrong with it. We have to think about ourselves, or we have to live our lives. We have to do the things that are going to help us to become the best we can be, hopefully so that we can help others become the best they can be. And that's what I'm talking about. When you spend time with others, are you providing value to them? So as I started today's lesson, it was me spending my time with someone helping to provide value to his life. And this is something that hopefully will provide him some great opportunities, both in terms of his personal growth and his financial growth. Right. So I feel like my time spent with him was providing value to him. And the best value that we can give to anyone is our time. Right. So parents, value the time you spend with your children. If you are in a relationship with someone, value the time you spend with them. And when you're a teacher, an employer, a friend, just value the time you spend with people and try to spend that time in a way that provides value to them. Okay, so this is Coach Jose. See you next time.